Hey YouTubers, this is Jared. I want to show you some tips and advice and whatever, a little how-to on taking apart your California closet. I know Classy Closet is another brand. There's tons of them. It's these kind of built-in, somewhat custom shelves, entertainment centers, closet systems. I think you all know what I'm talking about. So let's take a look. Let me just give you some pointers. It's a chore. First, I would have a Sharpie marker. You want to mark the pieces as you take them off. I've got my own system, got 4.3 and 4.4. I marked a lot of pieces like on this edge, on the tall vertical pieces. I even put an up arrow on some. I should have done it on all. You kind of learn as you go. Just to help me when I'm going to put it back together, which I'm really not sure how that's going to go. But stay tuned, and maybe I'll make videos for that too. When you take apart a unit, and I'll just show you, I have this unit here, which is, I don't know, 10 feet wide. If you see, that's one side, all the way the other. I've gotten two of the sections almost all the way off. I've just got to get that. And then I've got some pieces here, and then this is a huge stack. I'm just kind of trying to be careful as I stack them, and the reason I have shelves sticking out that way is because I have hinges. I did leave the hinges on. Not a lot of shortcuts you can take, but I left the hinges on some. But I had another one here. So this one was, I believe, 60 inches wide. I can't remember. And they're both like, 7 feet or taller, give or take. So it's a lot of stuff, and it's real heavy too if you've ever worked with this stuff. You cannot move them without taking them apart. They're just not built to move. Okay, so first thing, take the trim off the top. That's pretty easy. The molding, it's just kind of nailed in with brads. You might need a pry bar. Here's the tools you need. You don't even need much. You could do it without a drill, but it's a little quicker. The pry bar is helpful. That's a little cutter to cut the brads, and there's some nails and some very small brads. A couple screwdrivers, and then some needle nose pliers I tried to use to pull some of the brads out, but honestly I couldn't pull a lot of them out. This stuff really holds on to it. Okay, so excuse me. First, take the molding off, then take the doors off. That's pretty easy. In fact, with the doors, I just used a screwdriver. The screws, and I just did these. I left this hinge on here. The screws are pretty easy to get out, and I don't want to strip them anymore. When they were installed, they look good. They look good, but honestly, the screwdriver probably doesn't take me any longer than the drill. I did it both ways. Whatever, doesn't matter. Do whatever you want. So take the doors off. Mark them immediately. If you have multiple units, mark them. I just did a number system on mine. I just, in my head, I put, that was, I had two sections over there, so that was 1 and 2, and then this was 3, 4, and section 5. And then I marked them, and if they're shelves, you got to take the shelves out after you take the doors. Take the shelves out. I didn't, the shelves are all the same. So in section 5, I just put a 5 on all of them. The doors, I put like upper and lower, if I had upper and lower. So a U and an L, whatever. I didn't bother putting right and left. I think I can figure that out. On some of these pieces, I would put like, I might put like, this is section 4/5, because this is 4 and this is 5. And this is L and R, left and right, and I'll put an up arrow on them. And you can mark those basically just on the back edge. That edge that's against the wall, you can mark it. It's that kind of look. I showed you over there, so you can mark them on that. Okay, so after you take the doors and the shelves apart, you can then start taking the unit apart. With this piece here is not a shelf. I mean, it's a shelf obviously, but it's fixed. These shelves are just sitting on those pins. Okay, so to get these out, I think they're called cam locks. In the dark corner here, but you just get a screwdriver right in that round hole, and you turn it, counterclockwise, lefty loosey. You turn it I don't know, it's like a half turn, maybe it's a full turn, but you just turn it till it stops. And then you can lift that right off, provided there's not a brad nailing it to this, or it's not screwed to that, which I did encounter. For example, when I had this unit here in the middle, there was a screw coming from the right side. Where was it? I guess it was this right here. Right there. That screw did come from the right side to hold this center piece that was across here, and so you gotta look for stuff like that. And I can tell you, just from my units in my home, he didn't do everything the same way on every item. So sometimes you got to look actually behind this hinge. There could be a screw behind this hinge. So I would just loosen the top one and rotate this. You gotta pop this way, and then rotate it, and then there's a screw right there that holds this piece to this piece. So you got to look for that. I guarantee you it's in here, and there's probably some other screws in here. Well, I showed you one down there, but well, they might be from the right side. They might be coming from the right into this, because I'm not seeing them. These things here are just I guess we'll call them cam bolts. They're what go into what I just showed you on the other side, the cam lock. So anyways, there will be some screws holding these together if you have this type of setup. You might have to hunt for them behind the hinges. Otherwise, they'd just be, exposed. There were some like that. I bet you I could find some, but it's just dark in here. Sorry about that. Well, I think you guys know what a screw looks like, but you'll find them. There's one. Okay, so let me get it in camera. So that screw just goes through this piece and connects it to this piece. And so you got to look for all those behind hinges, in open view, etc., etc. So when you get, when I'm taking that apart, I'll get all those cam locks loose, and then if there's no other screws or even brads nailing it, you can just lift up on it and it'll come right out. And I've made some other videos to show you a little step by step. It's a little hard. I'll go back and look at those videos and see how good they are if I want to post them. Sorry for that teaser. But I think that's going to help you. The big tips, I would say, I also made a little baggie for each section. I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I got a baggie for section 1. And every screw and every shelf pin I put in the baggie and made little videos for myself. But I'm not sure how I'm going to reassemble them. I'll look on YouTube for something to help me, because I don't know where to start. I'm guessing I'm going to put together like that box on the ground and then stand it up, and then put together the next box, stand it up and attach them, and go from there. I'll see how that works, and then put the trim on at the very end. That's not that critical. I guess I'll need to get a little brad nailer or something. I have a medium-sized brad nailer, but these are real tiny brads that hold the trim on, and I don't have that. So I'm not sure what that is. I'll have to look at Harbor Freight. Okay, so keep the baggies, keep all the screws, label everything, make yourself some videos. When you stack it, if you could take the hinges off if you want to and take these little cam bolts out, but I didn't want to. So I got to stack it kind of creatively so that I'm not scratching anything. So I got shelves going this way so to make space for the hinge, etc., etc. When we move, I think I'm going to take this in a pickup, not in the moving truck. I don't really want anybody else helping me carry these because I want to keep them exactly how I have them, except reverse, I guess, when I move it, put it in the truck and then put it in the new house. Yeah, it's a mess. It's a lot of pieces. So wish me luck. I hope that video helps some of you, and have lots of fun. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe and comment if you like.